Hi, everyone, and welcome to day number 5 of the Creation Accelerator series. And today I am going to talk about education and career and exams, all of that good stuff. So let me know in the comments below what you would like me to talk about. Just type in one word like education or career or exams, or you're just hanging out with me just because you like me. Just kidding, okay? So, for me, this topic kind of is close to my heart because I've been working with a few youngsters over over the last 2 3 years, and my sons are also in that stage of their life where all of these things seem to be like important for them, right? So my son is now in second year of university, and when he was in grade 11, we started kind of having conversations about what he wanted to do and things like that. And that was the time I actually gave him this question: what would I like to create my education as? At that point of time, he really had he wasn't very sure what he wanted to do, like like the youngsters are. Like, I find very few people are absolutely clear about what they actually want to do ahead. But for most people, it's about for most people it's about finding out what you don't want. And as you start eliminating what you don't want, that's when you will actually it will start becoming clear to you what you do want, okay? If that makes sense. So the first question I actually shared with my son was, what would I like to create my education as? Because obviously we were looking at what he would choose, what university he would go to, where in the world he would go to, and all of that. So what would I like to create my education as was the tool that I gave to him. So Sarah, I'm going to talk about exams, and I will talk about exams in a bit. So I'm going to first go with education and career, and then I'm going to talk about exams. And I have a lot of things to talk about in exams as well. So, what this question starts to do for you is that it starts opening up possibilities. So, a lot of times, what occurs is that we kind of decide that I want to do this or this or this, and we close off our awareness to other possibilities. But when you start being in this question, what would I like to create my education as? And I always, recommend to people to put both the things simultaneously, like education and career. So what would I like to create my education and career as? Because obviously the education is going to lead to the career, not necessarily, right? Because you might have an education and then you might choose a different career at the end of it, and that's fine too. But you can just include both these words at the same time, because it's opening you up to all these words of possibilities. And then of course you add to it that what would I like to create my life as, because that's like a bigger possibility, and then the education and career become like a slightly smaller possibility, if that makes sense, okay? And then a few weeks back, one of my clients, she posted in our WhatsApp group that her daughter did not get admission into a university of her choice, and she was really disheartened, and she was asking for some tools to kind of create that. And the tool that I shared with her was, what would it take for me to get admission into a university even greater than I've ever considered? Okay? Because then you are not like, you could have like a few choices that I'd like to go here or there or there. And along with that, keep asking what would it take for me to get admission into a university even greater than I've ever considered. And that, might open up some totally different possibilities for you. You might get admission into a totally different university, or even if you get admission, you might end up getting aid or scholarship or a teaching assistant job or whatever that may be. It's just going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for you. So basically, just these two questions: what would I like to create my education and career as? And what would it take for me to get into a university even greater than I've ever considered? If you are obviously applying for a university. Now, talking about exams, okay? And so I'm going to, read out a few questions that have come in, and I'm going to kind of talk about exams from that perspective. But before that, I want to give a little preface, okay? So I remember in one of the classes that I attended with Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, somebody asked him, Gary, what would conscious education be like, right? And what Gary responded was that conscious education is where you have a group of children who come to school or to a learning place, whatever that may be, and then everyone chooses uh, by popular vote or by consensus what they would like to learn that day. And once you have chosen a subject or a topic, then you go research it in the library, you research it online, and you find all the relevant information about it. And once you have found the relevant information, then you start reading that information, but you read it from one specific thing. And what you read it from is what part of this is true and what part of this is a lie. And see, this is the most important part of it. Here's the thing: everything that we are taught, all the information that is presented to us in education, is some part of it is true and it's attached to lies. And so, what occurs is that when we read that truth with lie attached, we kind of we don't we have our awareness says that there is a lie in there. And so when you have an awareness of the lie, you actually don't want to study it, because it's a lie and it's of no use. So go back. If you're not a student right now, like, just go back to the time when you were a student. And did you really enjoy your studies? You didn't, because a lot of it was lies, and you had that awareness of lies, and that's the reason you don't want to study that. So the best thing to do in that case is just ask, what part of this is true and what part of this is truth with lie attached. And the moment you ask that, you will have an awareness of it, and it creates ease in your universe. And then what happens is that you have an awareness, oh, these are the lies. And so you go, oh, never mind, and then you can just study. Okay, so that's one piece of the studying for the exam. Okay, and that's the reason a lot of kids, they get so bored in school, because what they find is that a lot of what they are studying, their awareness tells them that it's a lie. And so they just kind of tune out from that. They either get angry about it or they just tune out, because they're just aware of all the lies which are there. So this question is a great question to create more ease with that. Okay. The other question that I have always given my kids and all the kids that I talk with is to ask this question: what would it take for me to ace this exam with total ease? So, what would it take for me to ace this exam with total ease? Okay. And what that starts to do is that even when you are studying, even, when you start being that question, what will show up is you will have an awareness of what you require to study for the exam. And then when you go for the exam, you will have those particular topics, and because you had an awareness about it and you've already studied, then you can go and you can give your exams with total ease. Okay. The other tool that I want to talk about is get your bars run. So bars is this amazing process which is a part of access consciousness. And before your exams, while you're studying for your exams, get your bars run as frequently as you can, because as you get your bars run, your awareness really exponentializes, and you will be able to just be aware of what is required for you to study, and you will be able to study it. Okay. Another tip that I would give you is that pull energy. Okay. So whatever books you have, whatever information you have, you start pulling energy from the universe through that book or through that information to you and behind you. So as you pull the energy, you are actually absorbing all the information in those books. You're not just reading the information, you're absorbing all the information from those books through every cell of your body. If you go online and you search on YouTube, especially for the super psychics of China, the super psychic kids of China or Russia, you will see these amazing videos of these kids, who will have a book, in their hand, and they won't even open the book. They just put their hands on it, and then they will tell you what exactly is there in the book. So all of us are super psychics. All of us have those capacities. Like years ago, this was, I think, in 1995 or so, I first discovered the Cryon books, Kryon. And so what happened was that when I discovered the Cryon books and I would read those books, I would feel as if every cell in my body was absorbing that information. Okay. So all of us are not just absorbing information through the eyes, we are absorbing information through every cell of our body. So you can start pulling energy. Now, another cool tip that I can give you is that you can you can give the cells of your body a task. Okay. So every day at night before you go to bed, you connect with all the cells in your body, all the trillions of cells in your body. You connect with the cells and you give your cells the job of studying a particular textbook. So you can tell them, hey, that textbook that I have, your job in the night is that you're going to absorb all that information, and we're going to have perfect recall about all that information. Just give them that job, go to bed. And the next day, when you open that book and you read it, what will happen is that you're consciously doing what your cells have done through the night. And so you will be able to absorb that information much easily, and you will have recall. So somebody has sent me a question saying, um, I uh, I want to increase my reading speed uh, and my recall. This is the way you do it. Give the job to the cells of your body. and the cells of your body will do that job for you. you know if you want to find some information, you don't even know where that information is, and you just tell your cells, okay, cells, go find that information for me, and the cells of your body will do that job for you. Okay, so Kriti says, what about kids? How to explain them energy pull? Kriti, you will be amazed. Kids know this. Kids will get it like that. Just tell them to sit with the book and ask them to pull energy through the universe, through the book, through their bodies and behind them, and then just tell them, okay, as you're pulling in the energy, you're pulling in all the information. So now all the cells in your body know the information, so when you just read it, you're going to have perfect recall. That's magic. That's how you talk to kids, and they will absolutely get it. Please talk about kids. Can we do it for them? So basically, what I did was that I actually recorded clearing loops. Okay, and I put in the names of both my kids, and I would just say, what would we like to create education and career for the names of my sons, for Nawaz and Zain as, and what would it take for them to ace all their exams with total ease? What would it take for, the one that I've given my son recently is, what would it take for your studies to be even greater than you have ever considered? uh, for your studies to be even greater than you have ever considered. And the other thing is that also, what would it take for you to study even greater than you have ever considered? Because he was in the space of, it's too much. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm not able to do it. So I just gave it to him. What would it take for you to study even greater than you have ever considered? And, like 30 times a day, you can record that. Sarah says, can you show that? Sarah, I don't know what you want me to show. So if you can specify, I will talk about this. So it's just that. Okay, it's really easy, and you start using all these tools. You can create your clearing loops. You can whatever, you can teach your kids. It's really easy for kids to get it. I've been having bar swaps since September. So my son and a couple of my friends' kids, they come over every Sunday in the evening, and they run each other's bars for 20 minutes. And all of them are amazing. They've become so creative, and they've changed in so many different ways. So if your kids have exams, just run their bars. And with kids, you might not need to run their bars for very long. Sometimes it might just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's all there is. Energy pull, Sarah, I already spoke about it. There is nothing to show. It's just an ask. Okay, so yeah, these are all the tools you play with. What would I like to create my education and career as? What would it take for my studies to be even greater than I've ever considered? What would it take for me to study even greater than I've ever considered? What would it take for me to ace my exams with total ease? What would it take for me to study everything and recall it with total ease? These are, just a few questions that you play with. And of course, you also pull energy. The other thing is that you can also pull energy from your question paper. Okay, so you pull energy from through the universe, through the question paper, through you and behind you. So start pulling energy from the question paper, and then what you can do is you can ask for the idea, for the model answer paper. Because when someone sets a question paper, when the teachers or the professors, they set a question paper, there's also a model answer paper, right? So that question paper also has a model answer paper. So also pull energy from the model answer paper, so that you have all the information. So it's not just enough for you to know the questions. You also would like to have the information that the examiners are looking for. So pull energy from the model answer paper as well, so that you are able to write it. And when you are sitting in the exam, you can connect with the model answer paper and start pulling energy from it, so that you are able to answer all your questions with total ease. So yeah, that these are all my little tips about education and career and exams. I hope they were valuable for you. Go play with these, and then share with me what kind of opened up for you guys. Okay, now tomorrow uh, we have the second one of our healing circles. We did a healing circle last week. Every Tuesday, we are going to do a healing circle where we all connect together in a circle, and we send energy to the earth, to different places on the earth. We can send energy to the countries of the earth. And also, if you have something that you would like healing on, then you can bring that also. Now, please don't send me private messages or emails, telling me what you require healing for. That's not what the healing circle is. The healing circle is where you actually show up and you come with whatever stuff that you have, and together we all contribute energy to everyone who is in the circle. I don't need to know what you are struggling with or whatever you are going in for. Okay, and you just need to come. And a lot of you, I know, cannot make it live, and that's okay. You can watch the replay, because when we do the healing circle, I set the intent that it's everyone who is live and who is going to watch it in the future. The beauty with the healing circle is this, that together we can create huge changes. We can create changes for all of us. We can also create changes for the whole planet. And Cryon says that when 12 people gather together, the power and potency is equal to one stadium full of people. So please do come and join me for the healing circle tomorrow. You will find the post for the healing circle pinned to the top on this page, and you can just click the get reminder button. You will get a reminder about it, and you are set to go. And that's the healing circle for me. Now, if you have any more questions about what I have spoken about today, you can post it in the comments below. Don't send me a private message, just post it in the comments below, and I will answer those questions. Now, today, I want to talk about one of the other programs that I'm doing currently, and this is called the Universal Energy of Money Activation Series. And in this series, we don't do pod and POC, and we don't do clearings, we don't do any of this. We work purely on the energy body, and we change a whole lot of stuff. So there are 4 sessions, and this is like a group call. There are 4 sessions in it. We've already completed 2 sessions, and this was these are some of the feedback that people have shared about what has been showing up for them. So if this is something that you would like to play with, the next call in this series is on Wednesday, and you are most welcome to come and join me on Wednesday for this call. Now, this particular series is actually a part of my year-long program, and my year-long program is called A Year of Calibration Celebration. And in that year of calibration celebration, every month we do three group sessions together, three different group energy sessions. So these were the sessions in the month of January. In the month of February, we are doing all the sessions on money, and you have a whole bunch of these sessions throughout the year. And everyone who is part of that, they're experiencing deep changes. It's like, you rewire your entire energy field to be more of who you are. You are rewiring your energy field to be able to have more and more energy so that you be more of who you are. So if that is something that you would like to play with, I have some amazing payment plans. You can come play with us in the year of calibration celebration. So tomorrow we are going to have the healing circle. So please come and join in the healing circle. It's going to be at the same time. And then day after, we will have the next session in the Creation Accelerator series. And on Thursday, I am actually going to talk about awareness. So, we all have these conversations are about be aware and have awareness, and we hear all that, which is all great. But what does awareness actually mean? And people tell you follow your awareness. So how do you actually follow your awareness? And then, a lot of people, they don't like to be more aware because they start to see things about their life and about people around them, and they're like, oh my god, all this is horrible and I don't even want to see that. And so, how do you deal with that? So, all of that I'm going to talk about on Thursday. So, come join me on Thursday when I talk about awareness and what the heck is awareness, what the bleep is awareness. We're going to talk about that. So thanks everyone, and I hope you will join me in my the Universal Energy of Money activation series, or a year of calibration celebration, or any of my other programs. And even if you don't and you're just joining me for this, thank you so much for being a part of this. And if this series has been a contribution to you, please do share this. Please invite your friends and family, and let's create more consciousness. And I'll see you tomorrow in the healing circle. Thanks, everyone. Bye.